The game is long, the players many, but who will arise victorious? Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we'll be counting down the top 10 outside bets for the Iron Throne in Game of Thrones.
Think you know Game of Thrones? Click below to sign in with your Google or Facebook account and take the new trivia quiz on WatchMojo.com. It's pretty hard, but get it right and you could win a collectible box from Culturefly, loaded with exclusive Game of Thrones toys, accessories, and apparel. Follow the link in the description.
For this list, we'll be looking at characters who aren't exactly leading the pack in the race for the Iron Throne, or aren't even officially in the race for that matter, but who could still quite possibly claim it depending on how the chips fall. We have a number of conditions to be considered. Widely popular outside bets like Tyrion and Jaime will not be considered. Similarly, characters like the Mountain or Robin Arryn are such ridiculous suggestions that they too are being excluded.
Fine.
This list takes into account the history of some of the characters, so if you're one of the few people who has somehow not seen the show, be aware that spoilers are coming. Number 10, Sir Davos Seaworth.
I can smuggle you in, but if the gold cloaks were to recognize you, I'm warning you, I'm not a fighter.
Our first outline contender for the throne is Sir Davos Seaworth. The beloved Onion Knight is a tough, no-nonsense ex-smuggler who would certainly make a practical king, and his connection with the peasants of Westeros would make him a much kinder ruler than most of the other candidates.
You could storm King's Landing tomorrow and the city would fall. Hell, we almost took it and we didn't even have dragons.
Davos's past allegiance with the insanely throne-hungry Stannis Baratheon and subsequent loyalty to King in the North Jon Snow may mean that he would be more comfortable serving at the side of a ruler, or perhaps as King's guard. But if his king were to perish and the people had a say in it, King Seaworth doesn't sound so preposterous.
That sounds liberating.
Number 9, Arya Stark.
You shouldn't have run from the guards.
I didn't run. You need better guards.
Arya is the most ruthless remaining member of House Stark and has returned to Westeros as a face-changing assassin. She has seen most of her family brutally betrayed and murdered, and has vowed revenge on those responsible by putting them on her kill list.
I could even become you.
Many of the listed have already met their grisly ends, but one notable remaining name is Queen Cersei. Could the youngest remaining Stark kill Cersei and then take the Iron Throne for herself? It's unlikely, but stranger things have happened in Westeros.
I'm just the executioner. You pass the sentence.
Number 8, Melisandre. The night may be dark and full of terrors, but few people are more terrifying than the priestess of the Lord of the Light, Melisandre.
She once served another who wanted the Iron Throne. It didn't end well for Stannis Baratheon, did it?
Whilst her premonitions seem to be flawed at times, her ability to summon fire, birth shadowy demon babies, and bring people back from the dead all shows that she has access to some serious powers.
I was Kingsguard to Renly Baratheon, before Renly was assassinated with blood magic.
The Red Woman's history of terrible acts, including burning children alive, proves that she will stop at nothing to see the Lord of the Light's plans achieved. Let's just hope he doesn't plan for her to be queen.
I've done my part. I've brought ice and fire together.
Number 7, Gendry.
Wasn't sure I'd find you.
As the only remaining bastard child of Robert Baratheon, Gendry is one of the few characters with an actual claim to sit the throne. Robert's brothers are dead, and given that we know that Cersei's children are the product of twincest with Jaime, Baratheon had no legitimate children when he died.
I'm not leaving you. You're the fastest. Go, now!
One foreseeable problem with Gendry's claim is that he would need to be legitimized as a child of Robert, and the only person who can do that is the current ruler, Cersei. And no one can see that happening.
This is Gendry. He'll do.
Number 6, Yara Greyjoy.
A boy in every port. A boy, a girl. Depends on the port.
The ever so briefly Queen of the Iron Islands, Yara Greyjoy is a fierce and powerful woman who could probably have a chance at taking the Iron Throne if she really wanted it. She was brought up as the surrogate son of Balon Greyjoy, and an experienced and talented warrior, she has plenty of experience leading men.
Give your uncle a kiss.
Unfortunately, as of the season 7 finale, she was a prisoner of Euron Greyjoy, the uncle that killed her father and took the Iron Islands. Hopefully little brother and habitual coward, Theon, can redeem himself and rescue his sister, but only time will tell. Number 5, Sansa Stark.
You have to be smarter than father. You need to be smarter than Rob. I loved them, I missed them, but they made stupid mistakes and they both lost their heads for it.
Over the course of the series, we have seen Sansa blossom from a spoilt and naive little girl into a strong and intelligent woman. Her bad treatment in the care of others has toughened her, and her time in King's Landing has given her a knowledge of her enemy's weaknesses.
And we must prepare for that eventuality. Whatever direction the threat comes from, this is the best place to be.
With the revelation that Jon Snow is not in fact the son of Ned Stark, and Bran now the Three-Eyed Raven, Sansa could become Queen of the North and decide to command the northern armies southward to take the throne for herself.
I loved you more than anyone.
And yet he betrayed me.
Number 4. Euron Greyjoy.
I don't mock the drowned god. I am the drowned god.
Another ruthless contender for the Iron Throne is the sketchy Euron Greyjoy. This is a man cold-blooded enough to kill his brother to take his throne on the Iron Islands. If Cersei lives up to her promise and marries Euron, he could have a chance at being ruler of the Seven Kingdoms.
There's only one reward I want.
You shall have what your heart desires. When the war is won.
He'd have to kill his new wife to wield any power, but something tells us he's not exactly above the idea. Unfortunately for him, Cersei's twin brother / lover Jaime makes his hatred for Euron no secret, and just a toe out of line is all it would take for Jaime to end Euron's ambitious campaign and life.
You murdered your own brother.
You should try it. Feels wonderful.
Number 3. Varys.
I don't believe in saviors. I believe men of talent have a part to play in the war to come.
Varys is a mysterious character, but it is no secret that he has far more sway in the Seven Kingdoms than his outwardly humble attitude would suggest. It's hard to know what exactly he wants, or if he would even want to sit on the Iron Throne himself if it were an option, but the scheming master of whispers could be hiding intentions of ruling.
And what kind of a servant is that?
The kind the realm needs. Incompetence should not be rewarded with blind loyalty.
Through his network of spies, or little birds as he calls them, Varys is arguably the best informed character on the show, and as we all know, knowledge is power.
I understand. Well, that makes perfect sense, from your perspective.
Number 2. Bran Stark.
You're Lord of Winterfell now.
I can never be Lord of Winterfell.
Bran Stark is the oldest of the male Stark children, excluding Jon Snow, and so he is technically the heir to Winterfell. This gives him a lot of strength, as he would have the houses north behind him should he ever decide to seize the Iron Throne.
You've seen the Night King? He's coming for us. For all of us.
He also has the power to see the past and present, giving him a distinct edge over his enemies. It's questionable whether Bran has any drive to leave though, or if he is even technically Bran anymore, now that he is the Three-Eyed Raven.
Bran!
I'm not really. Not anymore.
Number 1. Samwell Tarly.
Archmaester, please. It's real. I've seen it.
Oh Sam, he is the hero the Seven Kingdoms needs, but not the one they deserve. Smart, loyal, kind and brave, Samwell Tarly may not desire to rule, but we know he would make a good job of it. He certainly has found his voice as the show has gone on, and has proven himself far more capable than most would have believed. He killed a Walker, he killed a Thenn, he cured Grayscale.
You're not dying today, Sir Jorah.
He would make a better king than most men, and we can't deny that we'd love to see Queen Gilly and Prince Little Sam at his side.
Won't he come for it?
He can bloody well try.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.